Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler V series V's I've been doing for a little while now. I'll go over there, try out food and drink items. Stuff I drink, stuff that, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I do not know what to expect going into this one, but we're gonna do it. You better believe we're gonna do it. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm inside my truck, I'm also wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work. I found some shit to review for you. That is not the case today. Nope. In this particular instance, I actually picked this up probably about a month ago, I want to say. I was headed out to a friend's place, and I was actually trying to find some other place in this little strip mall, and I ran into this one store, and I was like, okay. So, what store was it? What am I reviewing for you folks? Why am I so I have no idea? Because, folks, we're doing, boom! It's Sunkist. Yeah. Ha 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 ha! Sunkist cool salty lemon jelly soda. Ooh, I don't know, man. It's from China. Look, it's Chinese. I had to look up to see where it was from because it doesn't actually say it's from China. It just has a bunch of script on it. And my skills at reading Asian script are not so much that I can discern Chinese from Japanese and what have you. I can do certain things, like I know what Thai looks like and stuff, but yeah, so I got this. There was a place called God, what was it? I think the place was just called freaking Snacks and Anime or something like that, or Anime and Snacks. It was like this cool little import store, and I reviewed a few things from there that I've tried already. I had some funky Snickers bars from India. I had some Cheetos from Canada. They had all kinds of stuff, man. I walked out of there with just a bag full of stuff. And this is one of the things that I picked up. And it is one of the things that I don't know what the fuck to make of the most. Because it's cool, salty lemon jelly soda. It also tells you to shake it. Look, unless I'm misinterpreting this. I don't know how this is going to go. Another interesting note, it has a weird pull tab. Look, it doesn't have the hole. Is that the universe that we're headed towards? Are the Chinese just so advanced that they've gotten rid of the hole? I don't know. Maybe it's more aerodynamic. Let's try a thing. Oh, God. Okay, we're good. Woo. Smells lemony. A little bit like a 7-Up. Let's give it a go. Oh, it's thick. That's where the jelly comes in. It's like drinking half-melted Jell-O. Okay. I kind of get where this is going. All right. So, this is a thing in Asia. They like to put jelly in some of their drinks. And, I don't know what culture specifically, but this isn't the first time that I've had something kind of like this. This is definitely the most specific incarnation of this particular thing. But, I know at one point in time, years ago now, probably over 2 years ago, I tried some drink from Asia, and it was some grass jelly drink or something like that. And it had jelly stuff on the bottom. This, however, seems to be jelly basically throughout, which is definitely why they went over there and told you to shake it up. Yeah, so the texture is very much, if you've ever gone over there, as a kid, you took some Jell-O, right? And you're because Jell-O is magical when you're a child. You're what is it? surely it contains the friggin' secrets of the universe. But eventually you go over there, you put it in your mouth, and you do one of these. And you let it switch around. And it starts to liquefy a little bit. It doesn't go quite full liquid, but that's basically what this is. That's that, like, half liquid, half jelly stage. That's pretty much exactly what it tastes like. At least in terms of the texture. Now, in terms of the taste itself, because that's another matter. It tastes kind of like a lemonade soda. I don't know that I'm really getting much in the way of like a saltiness. I'm guessing maybe the salt is to go over there and like sort of help accentuate the lemon aspect of it. Like when you go over there, well, some people do. I've never done it because, well, I did it once and I didn't care for it much. People put salt on watermelon. I have no idea why. Watermelon, I think, needs to be unsalted. Part of the greatest thing about it is it's nice and it's watery and it's very hydrating. I don't need fucking sodium shit on that. It's delicious just as it is. But I think that's what they're going for with this. Maybe the jelly aspect of it kind of dampens the flavor, so maybe the salt is supposed to kind of bring it back up. Because it's not a particularly strong lemon soda. So I'm guessing that's what they were doing with it. That's my interpretation of it. Because it doesn't taste like salty. It just tastes like lemon and kind of seasoned, I guess, is the best way I could put it. But yeah, it just tastes like kind of a light lemon soda. It doesn't really have like a strong citrus hit. It just, you get a little bit of a tanginess, a little bit of a lemon, and then it's mostly what you're getting from this is the jelly. That really is like the more overwhelming aspect. It's just that texture that really kind of makes it unique. Beyond that, it's like, it's Sunkist. Again, it's just, kind of a weak sort of lemonade style soda, basically. I mean, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Well, maybe there is a little bit of a saltiness, but not like in a salty way. Again, in like a seasoned way. I think it's less a flavor and more like a feel on your tongue, where like you can sort of like taste, sort of not taste, but you can sort of feel like the salt effect. That's what I'm gonna go with. I don't mind it. It's perfectly fine. It's just when it comes to like import stuff, my thing as an American is always like, okay, but could this work over here? And a lot of times like stuff could, like when I did they had like a strawberry swirl Snickers from India. There's no reason we couldn't have that here. That would totally work. So there's a lot of times when those things will, coincide with stuff that I think would work with American sensibilities. This, I don't think so. I think the jelly aspect of it, the only way this could work over here is if it was as a niche product. If it were something where, like, Sunkist decided to bring it out here as a very limited time thing, I could see it building a little hype for itself, but I could never see it being something, like, as a regular thing over here in America. I don't think we would go in for the jelly aspect of it. Even though it's not bad. Like, I don't dislike it as a thing. It's just, if I'm going to have a soda, I kind of expect certain things, and it's not jelly. But the overall of it is perfectly fine. It's honestly not that remarkable. It's unique, which is, but it's not particularly wacky or anything in terms of the flavor. Mostly the thing that makes it unique is that jelly aspect. The flavor itself is, decent enough. Nothing spectacular, nothing to write home about. If it didn't have the jelly aspect, if it was just straight the flavor, it would just be a very okay lemonade soda. Two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Now, again, this is an import thing, so it's one of those things where it's like I have to sort of temper. I don't know, when I'll be back to that particular import store, but there's lots of places where I can get import products around where I live. It's a really nice thing to have. if I saw this on the shelves again, would I get it again? Once in a great while. For shits and giggles. Because it's not a bad drink. I don't dislike it. But it's definitely nothing that... It's nothing that, like, I particularly need to have again. And it's nothing I would go out of my way for again. Like, I wouldn't order it online or anything like that. I would have to run into it. By that same token, if I'm recommending it to people, if you run into it, give it a shot. It's interesting. It's a little bit fun. You know, there's something a little bit to it. But don't expect it to be particularly crazy. It's just more interesting. And by that same token, because they do have a lot of like websites and stuff like that. I've used it myself in the past, where you can go over there and order stuff. I don't think you need to. You can try it if you want, but like if you're going that far, you're already going a little bit too far for it. It's not that weird or that interesting that I think that it's worth actually doing the whole import thing by yourself. If you have an import store near you and you can find it and it's reasonably priced, sure. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You go there, have yourselves a truly weird-ass Chinese soda-tastic rest of your life. And I don't mean that in a negative way, by the way. I think it's fantastic that, we have access to these things here in America and, on a global scale. I think it's fucking cool as shit, man. Because, China's doing cool stuff with their things and, they got, other places, they're doing cool stuff. And it's like, we get to benefit from that. I think that's neat. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. It's rough, man. Some days you're over there and, you got to deal with shit. And it's frustrating, man. And man, some days it just compounds, you just find yourself in a situation where you're dealing with one thing, then another thing piles on top of another thing, and you get to a point where it's like, you're just basically this, just this pile of, freaking explosives just waiting to go off, and then all it takes is that one person or that one thing to go over there and set it off, and now people are yelling, and they're getting frustrated, and, and it's like, take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Sometimes we can't, though. That happens. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to watch this review and you're going to be like, I wonder what other interesting drinks they have over in China. Then you go over there and you look it up, and I'm sure they have all kinds of stuff. It's a huge country with, tons of people, tons of cool products. So you go over there, maybe go over there and you import some of your own stuff. Maybe you go over there and start doing some videos about it. Now you're over there, you're YouTube import Chinese drink tester person. And you're going over there and you're doing that whole thing. Then maybe you go over there and you start building yourself up a little bit. You go over there, you get like 800 million subscribers. Maybe you go over there and you toss your good buddy Brandon a bone, just because he went over there and he inspired you a little bit. Just a little bit. You put in the work, Just go over there and just toss me a couple sponsorships or some shit. I ain't greedy. I don't need Nike. I'll take Reebok. Okay? We'll work this shit out. What's the fucking one that I have the shoes for? Converse. I'll do Converse. Come on, man. I have a pair of Dr. J's, which I fucking love so much. I love those shoes. If you don't know who Dr. J is, go fucking educate yourself. That's what I want you to do. Bye.